Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. Come on. That's Noland Van Sank, an unsuccessful model. Okay. Okay, this looks like the area I was in before. Yeah, that takes me back to the fishing village, doesn't it? Okay, let me go back up and around, because I want to try and figure out how to get to... Oh, maybe not. Lalan says, I ended up way smaller than expected and it's awesome. Good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you, pal. If that's what you were looking for, which it sounds like it was. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. The sign reads Saint Ouen 1147. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. Okay, here we go. Here's the church. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. I've been trying on clothes and I feel like this new look I have a little more autonomy over her mask or femme I present. I totally understand. Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt really emotional after the surgery because of, like, not just, like, the physical aspect of, like, the pain that I was in just being, like, gone. And that was really emotional. But also, like... how I looked and like the gender euphoria of it was a really emotional experience for me. So I'm really happy to hear that.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Open the padlock with the key. Oh, no, look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here. These forces of future have chosen to pick something that reminds you of me.
Howdy, hen. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Have you seen this symbol before? Point to it.
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies,
No.
Missed the start of this one? Yeah. Sorry about that. So I've been streaming for a couple of hours now. It's bank holiday Monday for me, so I don't have work today. And so I thought I'd do a bit of an afternoon stream situation. What's happened so far is been looking for some traps for morale, met this one academic guy, Trant, I think his name was, and talked about this, like, tech company from before the revolution, and how the revolutionaries like destroyed all of their technology or whatever. We found a working class corpse on the pier, and that's most of what's happened so far. What does it look like to you, Kim?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Interfacing check. Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
Pull on the doors.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. Its black halls and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city.
Okay, in we go. Oh, holy moly. Look at this. I love a church, I gotta say. Sorry, just sending a text real quick. Okay. Well, I love a church, it's gotta be said, you guys. Love, love, love this goddamn church. I'm a Muslim, I'm not a Christian myself, but like, it's very much my, I mean, you know, it's my sister religion. I grew up with a lot of it, and I can really appreciate particularly like Catholic and Eastern Orthodox architecture. I think it's really beautiful. I love being in a good church that's just like, you know how like the intention of the architecture in these kind of ornate churches is to invoke like to invoke awe, you know, a sense of kind of the beauty and the grandiosity of God. Some churches, you're in the church, you're like, wow, I'm feeling the grandiosity of God right now. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. The grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. Okay, I'd like to not run, Harry. More of the forked lighting pattern you saw outside. Oh, no. There we go. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. Okay, I guess I just have to intentionally walk a bit more slowly. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio's frequencies? The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. That's not good. Could these wires work as contact microphones?
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, it seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual.
Oh, you know, I probably should level up some of the stuff because I've got a couple of skill points, I think, to spend. I'm feeling a little bit unsure of what to go with, so let's... Yeah, I've been thinking I should maybe invest in authority because I do want to pass the authority check with Titus Hardy. I think some of my motorics stuff could also be a bit helpful. So, as much as I hate authority, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I think that thinking about maybe volition or visual calculus right now, actually. I feel like my morale keeps getting hit, so maybe some volition would be a good thing. But actually I kind of think maybe it's more important to level up my authority a bit right now. Let me see what thoughts I've got that I could potentially internalize. Okay. Rigorous self-critique, white mourning, magnesium-based life forms. It is generally understood that human beings are carbon-based organisms fusing little carbon atoms together to form complex, mushy structures capable of thought, love, and locomotion. It is also known that these structures sometimes like to take the edge off by consuming ethanol, amphetamine, etc. In such cases, it is important to supplement your body with magnesium. Tired? Maggot. Down? Mag time. Liver damage? Maximum mag. Some people say magnesium doesn't really do anything and you need to quit. What do we tell them? Okay, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like drug addiction. Fairweather T500. It really hurts to punch this armor. A sword wouldn't leave a scratch. A bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw in it that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is. Possibly by beating yourself while wearing it? Shooting yourself? Let's see. Okay, so that's about the armor. The precarious world. Seems like the point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat on all fronts. Capitalism, I guess. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory, ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too. Having things and not losing them. One problem though. Not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that, and how do you not lose? Okay, this sounds like it's about winning capitalism, and I don't like the sound of that. Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins Guy and Keith Juiced are the stars of the show, and their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wumpty Dumpty Dommiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you are not there? Okay, I don't really... know how I feel about a lot of these, but... yeah, I'm not compelled. I'm not compelled. So I think I'm just going to put another point in authority. Okay.
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Turn to Kim. What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering.
Oh, Kim. Kim. What if it's supernatural?
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Yes, I was thinking that.
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Perception check. Try to see beyond the shadows. Ooh.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
Yeah, I feel like I've been having a lot of bad luck on these rolls, but that was exceptionally good luck. Follow the shadow's movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is you are seeing.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Blink. Oh. Oh!
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Hello? A cracked pane of glass, colourful. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. Hello?
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently.
What do you mean made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building? Like, wood?
The crab man.
Say nothing. Be quiet for now.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Wow. That was not what I was expecting.
That accent is Villalobos, the peninsula in Mesk, and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershaw.
What do you mean a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock? Do you mean that there's a district in Jamrock where a lot of migrants from that community come from? The right place for what?
Here you could receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that box.
The mother? Okay.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
What do you mean, obviously? What are you talking about, Kim? That's so judgmental.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about? The bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I guess I have a bit of a problem and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
How do you know what I'm feeling?
I was like you once. Just dragging my feet to the next bar. Shit was dark, Holmes.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Valthea says, to be fair, if I see a naked man climbing the rafters of a building, my first thought isn't not going to be narcotic involvement. I mean, sure, but you never know. You know what they say about assuming. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
Goodest of the good cops. Okay. That's an interesting achievement to get. Thought gained, wasteland of reality. Okay.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
If you're not a crab, then what are you?
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's very nice, Tiago. Fair enough. Flame Man doesn't quite have the same ring to it, though, so maybe we'll workshop that.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Did you also carve all those sculptures? Point at the nearest pillar.
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies. I don't know what the sculptures look like, so I'm not going to comment on that. You've got some nice curves going on there.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gang way, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
I lost my memory too, and it haunts me.
No, man. You gotta let that shit go. Then the mother's light touch will fill you with rapture.
He looks at you as if he wants to pat you on the back.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry. Extend your hand for a greeting.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Essa. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark, beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Can you sing for me?
I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Marietti is a mesque style of music and dance, commonly seen at all manner of festivities, especially weddings. It's delightfully quaint, owing to its peasant origins.
I'm guessing that that's supposed to be invoking mariachi.
He lost his cool there for a moment. Seems you hit some nerve.
How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, way. It didn't belong to me.
Measurehead actually mentions mariachi, so either it's another word for it or it's something separate. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Thanks for that, Valthios. I assume Tiago looks like a marble sculpture of a Greek god because of the climbers win again. Maybe. I mean, from what I can see of him, that could possibly be true. But climbers do come in all shapes and sizes. I know that there's kind of like certain body type that's associated with a climber, but... But as with any sport, anyone can do it of any shape and size. I've seen some very strong climbers I've seen some very strong, like, fat climbers. Like, just as good. I mean, better than me, and just as good as, like, other pros. I don't super want to ask this, because I think it's rude, but, you sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Yeah. I didn't really want to say that. I was being insensitive. Let's move on.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes
That's very
time.
kind of you, Tiago. Okay, I had other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Actually, it's on the climbing thing. I do find in climbing gyms, like I find it like a lot more of a like space, safe and positive space for people of different body types than like your standard gym. I definitely feel like I see more diverse body types and I see like more fat people in climbing gyms than in traditional gyms because I just think it's a lot more of like a more neutral, like body neutral, more inclusive space, which is really nice. There's a lot to be said for how fat people are like excluded from public space in general, but particularly from like fitness spaces. So that is definitely a nice thing about climbing as a sport. It's not perfect, and I never want to paint that kind of picture. There's definitely, you know, like everything, like it's not perfect, but it part of the reason why I like it is that I find it to be like a lot more chill and a lot more inclusive than some other fitness spaces. You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid. A while back.
Okay. He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Oh, that was an accident. But, okay. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. I gotta say, I'm feeling quite uncomfortable about the idea of turning this into a nightclub when it feels like it's a actively being used by at least one person place of worship.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
So what do you think about the nightclub?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Okay, I mean, if you're not uncomfortable with it and it's your place of worship, then that's what's important, I guess.
Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
I don't speak Spanish, but muy estudiosa feels like it means very studious or very precocious or very smart or something like that. But that's like totally a guess. So there is another person living in this church, and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
Okay. You don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different...
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Okay then, thanks. Okay. I was a bit worried about the whole nightclub thing because I didn't want to be insensitive or disrespectful. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Ooh, new shoes. These look like nice shoes. +1 empathy. Oh, I do like these shoes. Oh, come on, Harry. There we go. Come on, buddy. There we go. All the way around there. Did you choose to let them start the nightclub? I think I said that I would support it, but I wasn't sure if that was like a commitment or if I was just like opening the plotline and I could change my mind later. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. Someone siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. A portable Harman Wawashi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something?
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
I think sometimes when you're playing a game for the first time with like some kind of like a choice element, like I can find it hard to, like, it's the first time I'm playing the game and I'm often very aware that like accepting certain quest lines or agreeing to do certain things is like the only way that you will see certain plot lines. And sometimes, it can be difficult to navigate, like, oh, I don't know if I necessarily want to do this thing, but I'm very curious about where this goes. I can feel a bit conflicted about that sometimes. But I think, again, I guess that if Tiago doesn't mind, then I didn't see the harm in it.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine. Like, he's just chilling there, and it doesn't necessarily seem like an active... like it's actively being used as a place of worship, except for Tiago being there, but Tiago is still someone it feels important that he's okay with it, and I wouldn't be comfortable with doing it if he wasn't okay with it. Lalin says, I think later you get to ask for Tiago's permission, which is cool. It is cool. I didn't think I'd be comfortable with doing it if you couldn't do that.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same one.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Fell mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Just let me investigate it. Step behind the computer.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Surprise accident on Sandbrun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's not clear whether she recognizes your voice. Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area?
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log February to March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
Okay, I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Good.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. Nothing happens.
Okay, nothing happens when I press print. That is fine.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty.
It's a really beautiful mural.
This is her innocence, Dolores Dei. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Kneel.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Close your eyes first.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope.
Open your eyes.
The woman looks down at you, kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips, and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Do the same as you get up.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
Lalin says the apricot motif strikes again. I don't think I've actually... Oh, actually, yes. There's the chewing gum that's apricot flavored, right? Now it's talking about like apricot light. That's quite interesting. Thanks for pointing that out. This is Dolores Dei.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
Okay, interesting. So this church has something to do with the settlers, which, I mean, it feels like it's invoking Christianity in a lot of ways, like with the crossing and the... Yeah, but there's like a... And also her innocence, Dolores Dei, I feel like potentially like pulling on like the Virgin Mary and stuff like that, so very interesting potential themes about religion and colonization.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the Revolution or used for building materials.
Very interesting. Okay, so churches were burned in the Revolution.
We should be respectful here. although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps.
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful. Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt? The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shut to pieces.
Yes, I want to know about this police raid.
The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be doing all that, because you guys fucking suck. But who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I look around. I guess I could have been here.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
Yeah, I'm very curious about this. Like, why would they conduct a police raid on a church? Like, what's going on here? If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
I'm very, very curious about this. Okay, but anyway, let's move on for now. Encyclopedia check. How did I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence, Dolores Dei. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
Humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Fascinating.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence?
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world's spirit.
A ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what to make of this. It's definitely... Is it implying, like, a ruler in the hierarchy of the church, or, like, a ruler beyond that? Like, some kind of connection between the state and the church? Like, what's going on here? Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay. When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mawindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Serene, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Yes! Big bummer! Boring history! Gotta keep it light, man! Keep it moving! Get fucked up instead!
Where is this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Fuck this pain, Bratan! It's unhealthy!
No, you must know.
What else? Was she smart?
Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court. A court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Okay, much to process, much to unpack. Lachlan says an innocence is a ruler beyond everything, both the state and faith. Okay, I'm just wondering what that means in practice. Like, what does that look like structurally? Wow.
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Innocence is also a very, very interesting title.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
Interesting. The lungs rather than the heart. I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mess and the Occident, and even far away Supram Windy. Altogether, 21 of the 40 Mundial nations of the time immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit, in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress, on an emptied-out plaza, with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well.
Okay, this is interesting. Was religion something that was important to Harry, or...?
Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen. One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Dei was not entirely human, but something else.
Wow, okay. What was she?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocence. Dolores Dei was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Of course, it's commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology. Can people, like, shut the fuck up? Mass hysteria and religious psychology. That shit makes me so angry. I'm good. Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about it.
She was bad for humanity. How? No, there was something bad about her. Was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Dei. Constantly surrounded by her theriers, she was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the mess
Wow.
state. And then there were the resettlement
Fuck.
programs.
Okay, what happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army.
Fuck. Okay. Shit.
Suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
Yeah, that's very troubling. That's very, very troubling. I'm not feeling great about having kneeled in front of her now, but
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Dei often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific. Mare Interre.
okay, why is it giving Aryan race?
Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Dei to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
Oh dear.
This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Officer, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Hen says, I was about to type, he's such an interesting character, and I realize I've done that about literally everyone. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good characters in this game, but what do you think about Dolores Dei? There's a lot going on here. Why did we tolerate this bourgeois woman that long before we shot her? I don't know. Yell, war criminal! She's somehow connected to the case. Glowing lungs, that's fucked up. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what to say because I'm not really sure what to say. She's somehow connected to the case.
She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case.
He takes his glasses off to clean them.
None of this is, in fact. This church, the coast, this isn't a good place to get lost in.
Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
Fascinating. I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
Fascinating. Okay. Hen says, as a character, Dolores Dei is a stand-in for quite a few things. At least that was my read on it. Yes, I could see that there are quite a few things going on here, but I think I'm kind of making sense of them a little bit. I think there's a lot going on here in terms of like the connection between church and state. But who is she? What does she represent? I'm not sure. Visual calculus check. Let's go.
The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emotion. What it said, you do not know.
My read is that she is a stand-in for imperialism and also the literal personification of great man theory. Like, the DeLorean era equals the era of discovery or colonialism. Yeah, this is an interesting point. I guess that, like, she seems to be related to the quote-unquote, like, discovery of the Insulindian Isola, which definitely makes me think about colonialism. I think that you're right that, I mean, of course, like, the era of, like, European colonization, and I guess they also mentioned this new world, which, again, that's, like, you know, invokes, like, the quote-unquote, like, discovery by Europeans of the Americas. And the DeLorean era, I guess you can see that kind of being connected to the Enlightenment era. So, like, the Enlightenment era being, like, an era of European history where, like, rationality and secularism kind of began to become an important part of Western ideas in conjunction with quote-unquote discovery and colonialism. But there's a strong, like, spiritual and religious aspect to it as well, because I guess before secularism became a big part of the picture in Enlightenment, there was, like, strong religious motivations that were part of the colonization of other countries, like manifest destiny type ideas about, like, it being your God-given right to take control of that land. Yeah, there's a lot to chew on here. In some regards, she is literally just Queen Victoria. Yeah? I'm trying to think about, like, in what sense I would compare her to Queen Victoria. Sorry for the yawn. Sometimes as well she is like Leviathan, like the birth of the modern state. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm very curious about all of this stuff that's come up as well with like the policies or the campaigns that she waged. But Kim's statements about like, oh, Deloreanism is constitutional, doesn't demand faith, only accorded. I guess you could see it. I feel like I have to think about this, like chew on this a lot more, but I guess you could see that as like potentially metaphorical as well, like the idea that like the people's relationship with the law is like they worship it. You know, and in Kim's case, I think that, you know, I think you can definitely see that in relation to his character, like, you know, metaphorically speaking, in terms of his like relationship to the law and like rules and procedure and bureaucracy, that his relationship to these kind of like colonial and capitalist systems is like a relationship of worship. In that sense, like people just like, yeah, I don't know. I've got to chew on this. There's a lot going on here. I'm somewhat unsettled by it as well. No, thank you for offering your readings of that, Hen.
The mother of humanism.
It's also quite ironic to call it humanism when not everyone is considered human.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you, by any chance, heard the viejita say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
That is true. But what comes after death?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Pity the nihilist something?
I think we're done here, essay.
Hen says there's also a lot of parallels between the birth of modern liberalism, like she is the god hand of the market personified. This is a good point. I think that
was an interesting conversation.
It's a good point. I think that's a really interesting, like, metaphorical read on it, because, yeah, I think that's kind of pertinent to what I'm saying about the idea of, like, I guess people's relationship to, like, the neoliberal state as being one of kind of like submission and deference and worship. And it's interesting because, so I'm a Muslim, and like I guess something that people like commonly like misunderstand or misinterpret about Islam is that Islam means submission, and to be a Muslim is to submit to God. But a lot of people misinterpret that or see that as being like you don't have any personal freedom or individual freedom, or people don't have freedom under Islam, or like freedom is not a value under Islam, and actually a value under Islam is like submission and blah blah blah. But I actually think that that's like really in bad faith for a lot of reasons, because I think something that's really emphasized in Islam, like in the Quran, is that the submission is to God. Your submission is to God. Your submission is not to the state. Your submission is not to other human beings. Your submission is to God, first and foremost. And I think that that is really pertinent in the themes of the Quran about like the tyranny of certain regimes or certain like, you know, man-made political regimes. So for example, like the tyranny of the pharaohs in ancient Egypt and the society in which they, you know, exploited, like enslaved and exploited people's labor and were like money obsessed and so on and so forth. And I think that the faith really rails against like, you know, like wealth and oppression and slavery and all of this in many ways. And, you know, through the figures of our prophets and the stories of our prophets, peace be upon them, resisting tyranny, resisting oppression, resisting slavery, and, you know, supporting the oppressed. And of course the most stark example is the prophet Musa, or Moses, peace be upon him, but there are many other examples as well. Actually, your submission to God can be embodied in your defiance to tyranny. So, you know, submission to God is defiance of the Pharaoh. You know what I mean? And I think that there are like Muslims out there who I personally think are like absolutely cooked in that they like love capitalism, and they're like, oh well, you know, Islam preaches submission, and I'm like, Islam doesn't fucking preach submission to your oppressors. It doesn't fucking preach submission to tyranny or to money or to greed. You know, those are contrary to the messages of Islam. Anyway, this is like a whole thing, but I think that is my relationship to my religion. That is the way that I interpret Islam and practice Islam, and that's why being a communist and being a Muslim are very like compatible to me and are very intertwined to me personally. I think that a relationship where you worship and submit to not God but to the state is obviously very disturbing. And again, I think it reminds me of, again, certain stories, like, you know, if I'm thinking about my religion. So for example, invokes, and some of these are like in common with Christianity and with Judaism, and some of them are not, but the examples I'm pulling from right now are, so for example, again, because I think in a lot of ways, like, the story of Moses, peace be upon him, is like the most stark when it comes to a lot of these themes, so it's just what's coming to my mind now. I think a lot sometimes about and that's what's coming to mind now on this theme, the story of when Moses, peace be upon him, leads the Jewish people out of slavery and out of the tyranny of the Pharaoh, and they kind of like roam for years, like looking for somewhere. They and there's the story about them finding the golden cow and like worshipping the golden cow, and, you know, Moses like goes away for a while and trusts his brother Harun or Aaron to take care of the situation, and when he comes back, everyone is like worshipping this golden cow, and he's like, what the fuck, why are you guys all worshipping this golden cow? And that one is always stuck in my mind a lot, because it feels very like, it's so symbolic of the fact that they escaped Egypt, which was a place where, you know, the regime of the Pharaoh was a tyrannical regime that enslaved and exploited people's labor in the service of greed, right? Because the Pharaohs had, you know, they enslaved people and used them to build these like elaborate pyramids and temples where they like hoarded all of their gold, and they literally buried their monarchs with wealth that like poor people were not able to access, like. And then they escape that place and they worship a golden cow, which is like symbolic of worshipping greed, and going back into that mindset or replicating the mindset of that colonial regime that they just, or that like oppressive regime that they just escaped, in which they were experiencing like this racialized oppression and this like slavery. And I think in a previous stream I was mentioning like James Connolly, the Irish socialist Republican, and his statement about how as long as you have until you have like a socialist republic in Ireland, as long as you have like capitalism in Ireland, then you are still living under a colonial regime. And like the way that people within so-called like post-colonial societies can just replicate those structures of colonialism by kind of like creating or leaning back into a capitalist economy is like a whole thing. But anyway, worshipping the golden cow is a pretty strong symbol for what I'm talking about, which is worshipping capitalism, or what, Henry, you are kind of saying, which is like worshipping the god hand of the market. You know what I mean? So yes, I don't know if what I'm saying is making any sense. I'm really thinking out loud, but yeah, this is some really interesting stuff. There's a lot of really interesting stuff going on here. I was actually thinking of at some point on the YouTube channel doing a video essay about like liberation theology and like religion in games, because I obviously that's something that's really important to me, and in particular like connecting like my faith with my political values of communism. And also like challenging the ways in which like secularism and atheism are actually like tools of colonialism in the modern age, and like how anti-theist attitudes are attitudes which are just completely opposed to religion, which is distinct from being an atheist, which is fine because freedom of religion also means freedom of no religion, right? And that's like fine. But anti-theism is an attitude of being like against religion, and that's like actually covertly like a very racist attitude in the modern day. And I think that like secularism in a lot of ways has become entwined with colonialism in the past couple of 100 years, which is kind of what I was talking about with like the Enlightenment era and all. Yeah, anyway, so at some point I was thinking that it would be interesting to work on a project for the YouTube channel that's looking at like religion in video games and doing like a political analysis of it. It would probably be quite some time until I'm able to make that, but that's definitely something that I was really hoping to do in the future.
However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Oh, Kim. It came from the stained glass window, still has letters on it too. That looks like a new piece of clothing. Mesk Banger's silk scarf. Oh, that's a cool scarf, but I don't know if I can get rid of my horrific necktie. I just don't think I can get rid of my horrific necktie, but this scarf, this scarf kind of eats. Like, and it matches my shoes. What am I to do? The evolution of Harry's outfit is so beautiful. Thank you for acknowledging that, Lullin. My investment in Harry's outfits is really important. I'm sorry, horrific necktie, but the scarf really eats. It matches the shade of orange matches the orange in my shoes, and I don't know what more to say. I gotta do what I gotta do. Maybe I'll switch back to horrific necktie later. Okay, I think I've done everything that I can in this church. Oh no, I've gotta put the password back in.
The machine's keyboard is still. The speaker comes.
Good afternoon. Votre accident en Sainte-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Computer Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife, death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress accident. Is there any... Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard, the printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Read the printout.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving.
Read the third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esca series, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot. Read the fourth entry.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
Also, hi then, Born. I don't know if I said hello, but welcome to the stream. It's good to see you.
But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it
A
right.
data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi. Who are all these people?
Her friends? Colleagues? She must be quite educated if she knew how to set up all this machinery.
Read the fifth entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder.
Okay, interesting.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Read the sixth entry.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right toward the silence. Read the seventh entry.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The Pillar of Silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? Looks at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Read the 9th entry.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
Read the 10th entry.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air.
Someone's coming.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Hello, Queen. Look at her slaying Suna, the programmer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM.
Because as always, when cops break your boundaries and invade your personal space and touch your stuff without asking, it's fine. Okay, we're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers
She
here.
barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Lalan says, I think this game has little to no political intrigue, so perhaps it's not up your alley, but have you played Outer Wilds? It's an archaeological space mystery with lots of the same existential wonder found in Disco Elysium. I haven't played Outer Wilds, I have heard of it. But, yeah, I mean, like, sometimes I play games that aren't, like, as, you know, I mean, everything is political, right? Like, you can make political commentary about everything, but, like, sometimes I play games in a much more casual basis on my own time, so that's, I can take recommendations like that as well, absolutely. Like, I remember a while ago I played Lake, and I was like, that's not really a particularly interesting game to talk about on this channel, but I had a fun time playing it on my own time, so. Outer Wilds rocks so much, oh my gosh, says Han. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check it out.
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Sona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Okay, Queen.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help
She
you.
turns back to the terminal.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
What about those bowls of water right over there?
They are connected to my RAIM prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
What do you need an antenna? Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR1 as my RAIM prefect's processing unit.
RAIM prefect, that's your radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do
She
you?
has stopped working now. I don't really know much about anything in this world, to be honest.
Alright. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
What's on air?
On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Like love.
And the AR1, is it a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Isn't your REM Prefect radio computer made exclusively for the government use?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government people.
So why do you have it?
Because I needed something good for my investigation, and RAIM Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards. So I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a RAIM Prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see REAM prefects in every police department, for example.
How did you get your hands on it?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade RAIM Rational series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as RAIM Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
It's interesting because it's reminding me of how, like, computer technology and, like, video game technology was developed. Like, the history of that technology is that it was developed in the context of war, and the funding of that, like, technology development was from, like, governments and universities with the intent of developing technology for warfare. So, you know, obviously Alan Turing, for example, was, like, hired in the war effort during the Second World War, and famously is, like, a developer of computer technology that got, like, funding and resources partly because of, like, that context, but also, like, in the decades following that, the United States Department of Defense funded, and various universities funded, the development of computer technology in the US for use in the Cold War, and video games were actually developed in people's spare time while they were working on military technology using those computers. So the connection between computer technology and like the police and the military is like, it's a history that exists and is something that I think, you know, we should always be like aware of, because I think that link between computer technology and like violent structures is something that still very much exists today, and it doesn't come out of nowhere. That's like existed since pretty much the inception of computer technology. Okay. I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
She dwells back into the glowing terminal. Have you seen the Crab Man?
Nope.
But you know he's around?
Yes.
He's seen you.
And?
Okay, it's probably not a big deal then.
No. You're right. I'm not.
Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
There's a hint of amusement in her eyes. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She says, ready to stand her ground. Queen, what research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the wall.
What?
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer.
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
You measure it by collecting data on its surroundings, on that which exists.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins.
Hydro transducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual.
But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms? Ghosts, in everyday parlance.
Does that have anything to do with ghosts?
Ghosts? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in
What about
ghosts.
other supernatural entities?
I don't believe in them either.
What not many know is necroplasma exists.
Great. What are we talking about? And why?
She gets back to work, a clear signal that this branch of the conversation is over. Boo. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much something.
Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe. But it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crab Man lives.
I know.
You don't think Crab Man might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. Her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
You said that the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm in the hole in the world, for now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Okay, wow, that was quick. Why do you hate it?
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Okay, but how do you feel about a club for Nordic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build.
What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A youth center would be nice.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Fair enough. Tell Andre about Suna's thoughts on the nightclub. Disco Elysium fans and Outer Wilds fans usually run in the same circles. Ah. Well, I guess if they have similar vibes, then I can understand why.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Logic check. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze.
Okay, so the Speed Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. And it has to be considered. You can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to come back to that later, because I don't feel like their story checks out. About the church, I checked it out.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh, man. Who is he? What did you think?
Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Just preaching and praying from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem? Yeah. Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
You're just gonna have to live with the crab man.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Yeah!
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love. Get down and feel it.
The stuffy tent muffles the last two words. The command fails to impress.
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth.
The love? I'm not really feeling it at all.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Ja oder nein? Rocking it or
She did not like the Nordic dance club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, Honor Man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent. Good luck, my friend.
Okay, let's do another logic check, because I got some more points and it's open again. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze.
Nothing jumps out.
Shit.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Really? Because I could swear something's not adding up here.
How about you get out and breathe? The air in the tent is too thick for you to think clearly.
Goodbye, officer.
So for now, can't believe I took a health hit on that. Okay, I'm gonna have to wrap up the stream soon, but let me chat to a cell. Oh, nothing new. Convince Suna to cooperate with the Ravers. I mean, I kind of want to figure out what is up with their plan, so I might just like come back later. But I'm actually gonna try to look for the other traps and go give Gart his bird, and I also want to go to the pawn shop to sell some of this tear, because I assume that I can do that.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street, before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What did the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly.
Oh, I think you sell tear at the tear machine in Freed. Okay, thanks for the heads up, Lalen. What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
What about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade.
That's enough.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
Have I talked to this person before?
Good to see Do I have deals set up for you, buddy?
He
boy?
spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you.
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
What are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Okay, well, I will not be buying any of those. Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
No one can buy spirits for 300 real. That's crazy.
You know what's crazy, actually?
He grins, then bursts out laughing, then takes 3 gulps of Pilsner and stares at you intently.
What?
What do you mean, what? What did you think was crazy earlier?
This guy.
He says and shakes his index finger at you.
Conversation might bring a discount, no?
Okay. Where did you get the bottle of spirits from?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office. I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
He spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground before you.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
That's a good tip, I should remember it.
It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Okay, how?
The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead things.
He gets an excited gleam in his eyes.
Like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila. What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol. 2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Don't say it.
Can I smell it first?
Yeah, be careful. It's extremely flammable. 1 spark and the entire city of Revachol is wiped off the map.
Feels like someone set a mustard field ablaze right inside your nose, then drenched it in tear gas. Your nose is a singular source of pain, but at the same time you don't remember the last time you felt so alive. In all fairness, that might be attributed to the retrograde amnesia.
So, what's the deal, friend? Want the spirits or not?
Thinking about whether it's a good deal to buy them for 3 real and then sell them on for more than that. But I think just not buying it at all might be the safe shout if I'm just trying to avoid drinking.
So what do you want then?
His tone is aggressive. You're getting on his bad side now.
Friend, do we know each other?
Sure, friend. You know it.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon. Let's have a word after your high-concept transactions. I'll give you the lowdown.
The tracksuited man waves his hand at you. Amphetamine?
Aye, by amphetamine I mean speed.
I thought by speed you meant amphetamine.
Aye, that's what I said.
Got it.
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
Quite the business venture you've set up here.
Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
Jesus Christ, Rosemary. What do you mean?
You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise. Sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I got everyone on my hook.
He spreads his arm and smiles a toothless, crooked smile. Looks like you're on your own hook, too.
Of course, of course, of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people.
Okay, Lesbian Pain points out that it's flammable, which might be useful. So I can pay 3 real for the spirits.
Finally came to your senses, buddy boy. Ain't nobody else gonna give you a price like that. Had to let life squeeze you to get that.
Yes, yes, life squeezing spirits. Let's just make a deal already.
Sure, friend. People are just so impatient these days. So that'll be 3 real from your pocket to mine. And at this price, you're practically robbing me.
Here's the money for the spirits.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
I'm off.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
He waves you off. Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call her!
Who is Abigail?
Uh-huh. Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse. You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too...
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
Lean in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
Where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
Tell me about your friends.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
He whimpers softly, his voice trailing off into nothingness. Okay, poor guy.
Hey, tequila!
A 30-something man clad in a 2-piece Lycra TM tracksuit puts down his Pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang. Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
Reality? It makes me aggressively sad.
I know what you mean. Sitting around with these bums, you really get to know the nitty-gritty of reality. And it isn't good.
He looks at his buddies with mock appreciation.
Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddy.
He takes a sip from his beer.
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks. Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
He looks at his comrades.
Please don't call. Don't call.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
What is a tequila sunset? You keep saying that.
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset.
How do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No, you sure don't.
No.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Tequila. Tequila sunset. Something ominous there.
Go ahead.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Was I alone?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
What happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things."
Say nothing. It's more dignified that way.
After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
My real name is Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Okay. Did I tell you anything specific about this person that fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I say anything else about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they
Oh
deserve.
my god. Did you get a read on what kind of a cop I was?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop, and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
I don't need to hear any more.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me
What do you
out?
need?
Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I've got some potent Pilsner.
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs a bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder / junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
That's right. Getting a good run-in is important to maintaining your physical and mental health. Speaking of, when's the last time you did your laps, pork chop?
How many people did you have working for you?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
He says thoughtfully, brushing dust off his shit-stained pants.
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pocket.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound.
His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
Go on.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
So what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Yeah, people don't trust ad men because you guys are evil.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
He takes a long swig of his drink. The name Idiot Doom Spiral checks out. Yeah, it does. I feel like there are some steps missing.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. So they tossed me in jail for 2 days.
This is definitely a story about capitalism and how arbitrarily you can lose everything.
I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
There's a black point in the world, a hole. It's already claimed an entire commercial area. Maybe you're another one of its victims.
This would explain a lot. I always believed it wasn't my fault that I ended up homeless on the beach with these two bums.
He looks at his partners with a glint of sadness. Well, I don't think that you can completely absolve yourself of responsibility, but it is also capitalism. I can't believe that you somehow still believe in the good of the free hand of the market when this is what happened to you.
God bless them, though. I'd be alone without them. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
What's this about a lost jacket?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say?
I already found a filthy jacket near the boardwalk.
Holy shit. Tequila, how did you... Never mind, I don't care. Just let me see the jacket. Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this?
I'm sorry I found it like this.
I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards.
Wow.
Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in.
You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Wow. That man... What more to say, really, about that man? It's really remarkable when you can hold on to, like, the ideals of capitalism, even though capitalism has fucked you over so much. Makes me feel a little less bad for him, but... Anyway.